When you work with Excel, knowing how to count cells accurately is key. In this video, I'll show you how to use count, count A, and count blank functions to count numbers, non-empty cells, and blanks so you can manage your data like a pro. So without wasting any more time, let's quickly get started. Let's start off with the count function. The count function in Excel allows you to count cells in a range that contain numbers. Let's see the count function in action to understand exactly how that's done. All right. So here we need to count the total number of students in this data. All right. So let's do this. Is equals to count, bracket open. If I come here and select this range, and close the bracket and press enter, what do you think will happen? Let's see. I'm going to press the enter key and look at that. It says 0. Why is that? Because like I said, the count function only counts cells in a range that contains numbers in them, right? If you look carefully, this range that we've selected, the cells in there do not have numbers. All they have is text. So the count function is not able to count them. So to fix this, what I can do is simply come here and grab this reference by its edge and hold it and drag it to the next column. If I leave it and press enter, it says there are 15 students in this data, right? If I come here and manually select this range, it says there are 15 students. So the count function, like I said earlier, only count cells that have numbers in them. Okay, let's take some more examples to understand this better. Here we need to count students who appeared for the English test. Now, if you look carefully, this is the range where we have the English scores. But if you look carefully, you'll see that there are certain cells that do not have numbers in there, right? So this one has text, this is an error value, and this is a blank cell. Let's see how count function deals with these cells, right? So I'm going to start off with is equals to count, bracket open. I'm going to select this range here, close bracket, and press enter. It says there are 12 students, which means the count function is ignoring these 3 cells, obviously because they don't have numbers in there, right? Next, we need to count number of students who appeared for maths test. Okay, let's see how that goes. Is equals to count, bracket open. I'm going to come here and select this range because this is where our maths scores are. I'm going to close the bracket and press enter, and ideally this should give me 15, right? Because there are in total 15 students, and we don't have any blank cells here. We do not have any cells that have text in there or error values. So basically all the cells have numbers in there, so we should get 15, right? Let's press enter, and it says 12. What happened? Well, this basically means that although we see that there are 15 cells with numbers in there, but apparently the count function is not able to count all of them because there could be some cells in here that look like number, but in reality, they're not really numbers. Okay, how do we figure this out? So the easiest way to work this out is select this range, okay, and you can see all these values are center aligned. So I'll go here, go to home, and click on this center alignment command. Okay, I'm going to click on this, and now you can see the cells have now realigned the data in them according to the data type. So if you know, numbers are always aligned to the right and text are always aligned to the left. So we can clearly see that these 3 cells, they do not have numbers in them, they actually have text in there, right? And that's the reason why the count function was not able to count them. Okay, now to fix this, what you can do is select this range again, go to data. In data, you have text to columns, right? Click on that. Now, this is a topic in itself, and we'll be covering this in detail later. But for now, all you need to do is select the range, click on text to columns, and click on finish. This will automatically convert these texts into numbers, right? So we've done that. And now if you see, the function has automatically updated and it shows there are 15 students who appeared for the maths test. Perfect. Let's look at the next function in this list, which is the count A function. Now, unlike the count function, the count A function basically counts everything, right? So you can think of count A as count all, right? It counts everything except for blank cells, right? So it doesn't matter if you have numbers in your cell or if you have text in there or if you have error values, it does not matter for count A. Count A will count everything except for blank cells, all right? So if I have to calculate how many students there are, Let's see how the count a function works. So I'm going to just delete this, equals to count a, bracket open, and this time around I can select this range and close the bracket, press enter. It says there are 15 students. So count A doesn't mind if you have text in your range. It doesn't mind if you have numbers in there. So I'm going to press F2 and drag this reference to the next column and press enter. It still shows 15, right? And if I go back there, press F2 again and drag this reference to the next column, it should give me 14 because there is a blank cell, and it shouldn't mind these cells where you have text and error functions, right? If I press enter, it says 14, which means it's able to include all of these in its count except for this blank cell. All right, so that's how the count a function works. Let's also understand how the count blank function works. Now, as the name suggests, the count blank function basically only counts blank cells, right? It ignores everything else. Let's see how that works. I'm going to come here, equals to count blank, and I'm going to select this range, close bracket, press enter. This should ideally return 1, right? Because there's only one blank cell in this range. And you can see it returns 1. I go back here and press F2 and select the next column that says there are 0 blank cells in that range, right? If I select the next one and press enter, it says there are 4 blank cells, right? So you can see we have 4 blank cells here. So that's how the count blank function works. So I believe now you understand exactly how the count A, and count blank functions work, right? If you like the video and if you think you learned something new, please press the like button, please subscribe to the channel, and please hit the notification button so that you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much. Take care. God bless.